This is the third part of lesson number 7. In the last lesson, we looked at a character manipulation program. In the last program, we inputted some text from the user and we counted the number of characters in the text and the number of lines in the text. This time we're going to go ahead and do a bit more complex operation of characters. Okay, I'm just going to write down what we are going to do in terms of comments. Okay, because that's the best. If the the output of the program is in the program itself, it's really good. Okay, let's say we're going to output this. Let's start with just inputting only numbers. So what's the output going to be? The output is going to be this. So we're just going to write a table. I sort of like tables, so we're just going to output a table. So this is what the table will be: characters. And so basically, right, for each character, how many times is it repeated? 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so because there are only 4 characters, it have been outputted. So 1 should 1, and 2 is like 2 times, and 3 is like 3 times, yes, 3 times, and 4 is like 4 times, right? So yeah, and this is going to be what the output of the program is going to be. And later on we're going to extend this output to all the other numbers, characters, special characters, and a whole lot of other things. Okay, but for now this program is going to be pretty simple. It's going to just take in numbers and it's going to output this table. Okay, as simple as that. Okay, so let's start writing this program. Okay, let's start modifying this program to the program that we want to write. Okay, so first of all, let me tell you that this while loop, right, this while loop is pretty much essential. So this is not pretty much going to change because we are going to keep on inputting characters from the user. Okay, and we're going to check whether it is end of file or not. That means whether the user has actually entered control D or not. So unless the user enters control D, we are going to keep taking characters from the user. So this while loop will not change. Okay, but we're not going to count characters, so just remove them, and nor we are going to count write down the number of characters and number of lines. So we don't want that, right? So let's just remove them. So let's just be neater. Okay, but let me tell you, when we actually input the characters, okay, so we're only concerned about numbers. So we are going to check whether the character is a number or not. So I'll just tell you how do you check whether a character is number or not. So it's very simple: whether it is less than 0, whether it is greater than, equal to 0, and C less than, equal to 9. So when you take a single numeral, right, it has to fall between these two, 0 and 9. Okay, and another thing is this: whenever you are inputting a character, you're not actually inputting a number. You need to understand that it's a character. I'll just tell you what the difference between a character and a number is in a minute. Okay, the difference between character 0 and number 0, let me show you that. See, as you see this, right, these things, when you see this, a character 0 is actually represented as 48 in the ANSI characters. What is ANSI characters? For example, any character that C takes is in terms of ANSI characters. ANSI characters has around 256 characters that it represents. Okay, I'm able to show only a few of them. Okay, so and it includes all your ABCDs, all your special characters, capital ABCD, and everything. Okay, all the characters. And from 48 to 57 is 0 to 9. So that is the difference between the numeric constant 0 and character 0. The numeric constant 0 has value 0, but the character 0 has value 48. So, and that's the difference I wanted to point out. And the character 9 has value 57. So that is how the 9 is represented as 57. So what I'm trying to tell you is this. See, when I input C from the keyboard, when you input, say, you're actually typing 0. If you type 0, if you're typing 0, but how C reads, it reads it as 48. So I can't say this. I can't say this. Okay, this would be totally wrong. Okay, but this would be perfectly fine, because I'm saying it as a character. So I'm comparing a character to a character. So if I have to compare it to a number, it should be like this: 48 and 57. But if I would do this, even myself would forget why I did this. Okay, so the best way is this: 9. Okay, so that's how we're going to compare whether it's a line or not, whether it is a number or not, sorry. Okay, now what do we do? Okay, before we proceed, I would want to introduce a concept called as arrays. Okay, so what are these arrays? How are they declared? Let's just see. Okay, array is nothing but a list of variables. So you declare a variable, you declare one character, right? When you declare an integer int C, you're declaring one integer. Okay, so if I want to declare 10 such integers, what do? I can declare it as this: int C1, int C2, C3, int C4, C5. Okay, so this is how I would declare if I want to declare 5 integers. Okay, and 10 as C6, C7, whatever. But if I would want to initialize this to 0, all at once, what do? Right? Or if I want to operate all these 5, in a very similar way, okay, it would have been very difficult. Okay, so an array, what it does is it allows to declare declare 5 integers or 10 integers or whatever you want. Okay, so what are we going to declare? We're going to declare number of characters. Okay, characters as 10. So for example, we're going to count the repetition of each numeral, right? 0 to 9. So 0 to 9 is 10. Okay, and we're going to store it in an array. So this is like declaring 10 variables. So how do you access each of the 10 variables? Like this: underscore of 0, it's the first variable. Number underscore chars of 1 is second variable, and 2 is third variable, and underscore chars of 9 is the 10th variable. So it's only 0 to n-1, where n is the number of variables you have actually declared. Okay, so that's how you declare arrays, and that's the use of arrays. Okay, so I'll just tell you how we use arrays in this program. Okay, so first of all, these are used to count. Okay, so let's just initialize it. Okay, so how do you initialize? Using a for loop. For I equal to 0, I less than 10, and I plus plus. This is one of the most common forms of for loop you will see. As of I equal to 0. So what basically it does, I would just want to explain this for loop. Okay, I'll just explain this for loop in the next lesson. So I'm just going to end this lesson now, because of I have decided that all lessons will be not more than 10 minutes. Okay.